Verifying. All right, looks good there as well. So we are live and on the air on this lovely Wednesday afternoon, and this is the Foolish Tech Show. So welcome everyone. We are here mainly to provide support and answer any questions about our products and services. If you have any of those, feel free to jump over to foolishtechshow.com or foolishit.com/live, and you can join our IRC chat there and talk with us directly. Looks like we got Phoenix, Futures Tech Ian, and Shook already chatting it up there, so welcome everyone. And a couple more people in our chat. Looks like Obando's there, so hey Obando, if you're listening. Anyway. How's it going, everyone? It is a Wednesday, 2 p.m.
Yes. Yes, it is. It's going pretty well. It's another gloomy day here. Hope everyone else is.
Yeah, we missed all the rain there.
Yeah, you're lucky.
It's cloudy here, but it's a little breezy and feels good.
So, little updates to start off. We got one of the protections in the latest release of CryptoPrevent 8 beta is causing Windows Defender to throw up some alerts. And I'm thinking right now I'm narrowing it down to the Windows script host. I'm still doing some testing to confirm that, but what I'll probably do is end up moving that over to an extreme plan, and that'll be the only SRP in an extreme plan. But that'll kind of work out nicer because it'll have anyway. I believe that's what's causing the issue. I'm not sure why Windows Defender feels like it needs Windows script host to do their stuff, but maybe so.
Well, it's interesting. So in our testing, we seem to prove that an SRP, some software restriction policy that we're putting in place, is causing Defender to flag that activity as severely malicious. Apparently, when further research, it seems to be something that is interfering, that could potentially interfere with.
Do you have that link for what that was called? We have so many links back now, but
I'll see if I can find it for you.
No, I got the link. I got the link.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah. So this is the message that Defender throws up. It actually does not seem to affect anything. And it's kind of weird that it's given you that message versus because it's saying that there's an SRP protection put in place, but the Windows script host SRP protection, even though it's under the SRPs, really isn't an SRP. It just
See, I think we need to test a little bit further on that, but
yeah, we're still testing and trying to figure out what's going on. But that's what I've narrowed it down to. I know at the least I have tested and gone through everything on the default protection level is not throwing that error so far as I've seen, but the maximum level is. So it's one of those, and we did add some additional extension executables to be blocked, and we added the scripting host into that section. So it's one of those two items, and trying to kind of narrow it down now.
So if you'll note, though, that this is, quote, behavior. This is not an actual detection of
software
files. Yeah. So it's heuristics, and in that light, as we know, heuristics can create false positives. I mean, we like the fact that Defender is trying to detect anything that might interfere with it. I mean, that's what antivirus, good protection security software, needs to do. We just didn't think it would affect the SRPs like this, but apparently it does. So we'll let you know. We'll give you an update on that maybe tomorrow or the following day as soon as we have an answer.
Yeah, but then also we're looking into an issue that was reported us with D7 2 and the inability to disable Windows Defender, which is an option in the config. And it appears that a recent update of Windows Defender, they've hardened their services further. So again, it's kind of their recent updates are making Defender much better, which is definitely a good thing. We like to see that, but it is throwing an issue on CryptoPrevent, but it's also breaking a functionality in D7.2, and we're working on a way to get that back up and running as a patch there. So we might have some default apps come out and ways to do that, but we'll talk more about that once we have some more information on that. And otherwise, working on some other things at the same time. So good stuff going on there. Yeah, and that would be good if they don't break update clients. And Joe Chamberlain says he's getting an error with D7.2 saying C:"recycle bin is corrupted, but no issues with it. I believe that's because of how Windows handles the recycle bin, and with it being deleted, it can show up like that. I've seen that happen sometimes, not just with D7.2, but with just deleting recycle bin files in general. So that one you should be able to safely ignore and not worry about it. As far as I'm aware, Nick, do you have any other additional tidbits on that bit? I don't think there is.
No. It's empty. Just reboot. You give that message on a reboot or something, and yeah, it's fine after that. It's not like a actual problem.
If you want to, I believe, well, no, the temp files wouldn't be, but we'll just talk about it. Yeah, there shouldn't be any negative effects of it. It's a Windows, how they handle the recycle bin thing is a little bit funky in general. So nothing to worry about if you get that message. Usually after a reboot, it does fix itself, or if you just empty the recycle bin again, it should fix itself. Shouldn't be a big issue, but cool. So we got those things going, and yeah, so we got that, and looks like Phoenix has posted quite a bit in the chat here. So let's see if we got some that we can talk about real quick. We'd already talked about the Disney digital boss saying he loves piracy. A malicious torrent network tool revealed by security company. I'll repaste that here. That sounds interesting. I'm not going to read the article right now, but might be something to look into. He also points out that Easy to Boot 1.84 has been released. So excellent program and update if you're using that. Cisco finds new zero-day exploit linked to NSA hackers. That's always fun. I did like this one. There's some hackers, which, by the way, Tesla has already released an update and fixed this issue, as far as I had read. But there's some hackers that figured out that they could take control of the Tesla car's brakes and door locks from up to 12 miles away. So, yeah, it could stop a Tesla in the middle of driving down the highway without any user interaction available. So quite a big security issue. Let's see if I have the link right offhand that said that they had fixed it. Nope, not on that one. Maybe it's on this one. Nope, I just skipped over it because they did an update. That's good for them. So, let's see what else we got. Yep, I'd seen the thing about the Wi-Fi signals that can read motions. So I thought that was pretty cool and interesting. I believe it was MIT developers figured out use of Wi-Fi signals that were able to basically beam it at a person, and whatever came back to them, they were reasonably able to judge that person's emotional state based off of that. And it was off 3 values of sad, neutral, or happy. And they were able to correctly identify the state. I want to say it was like a 70% chance, but that's pretty good. Judging emotions off Wi-Fi signals, that's pretty good results there, I would say. So I did think this was a really good article. I'm not going to paste the clickbait warning part, but so apparently, and I doubt this is just Lenovo's. I feel like it's just been determined on a recent Lenovo that someone in Reddit purchased and found out about. But apparently, Microsoft has a signature edition, and this signature edition has a clause in it that the system has to be able to fully disable other OSs from being installed, i.e., you can't install Linux operating systems on a device that was sold with Microsoft Signature Edition on it of Windows 10. And the scary thing about that is they're not being advertised as this is a Windows Signature Edition. The only way this person found out was he ended up calling support at Lenovo and was like, yo, I bought this and I can't disable this BIOS RAID that y'all have in here, and Linux doesn't understand what that is, so I can't install my Linux. And apparently the support person, whoever it was, actually gave out the information that, yeah, we have a contract with Microsoft that you're running a signature edition on that system, and part of that clause is that we have to disable the ability to install Linux or other OSs. So interesting there. And especially since we've already determined in other cases, I think with the one in Europe or the EU, that businesses are free to put whatever software they want on computers and sell it to you, and you're not entitled to a refund if you don't want that software, and basically you can't tell them to give you a computer without that software if they don't want to. So if Microsoft is going that route, they're basically taking advantage of that fact and forcing these manufacturers to make it so that you can't use your device how you want to. You have to use it how it was sold. And kind of a growing trend on electronics. Not a good trend.
It looks like that Microsoft is touting their the Signature Edition as a version of Windows, or I'm sorry, as a PC that doesn't come with bloatware and shovelware and adware characterized by the Lenovo Superfish fiasco.
So then
PC world about that.
They're taking advantage of how the manufacturers put crapware on your system and made it so not only can they not do that, but you can't install anything else on there as well.
Exactly.
I think it's a two-prong attack. They're like, hey, we can stop the manufacturers and we can stop the users. So
yeah, and I would think that the users that may want to install Linux would be the exact users that are looking for a PC that doesn't come with a lot of bloatware on it.
Nell says that they have a CryptoPrevent question. Getting a client that has iMacs, and no, we do not have a CryptoPrevent for Mac, and no, I do not know of an alternative. As far as I'm aware, Macs are fairly good about it. I believe most of the ransomware I've seen has been the just overlay ransomware, like it's using the browser technology to force their window to the top and not allow you to access anything else kind of technology. And usually a reboot but
there are Linux ransomwares that could also cross affect Macs, and a couple of Mac specific ones as well. I don't know. I mean, they're not to the state and they're not as bad and not as prevalent, but just I still think it is an issue for them. I don't know.
As far as an alternative, though, I do not know of any or anything that would assist in that nature. And currently, we have no plans of developing CryptoPrevent for Mac or Linux, Mac OS or Linux base. So that could change in the future, but again, it's going to be based on demand and the availability of it. Unfortunately, not much else we could do there. So good question. Thanks for bringing that up. Phoenix had also posted about another article that I thought was pretty interesting. Apple is thinking about, or is rumored to be talking about buying McLaren, the supercar maker.
Interesting.
And I hope they don't, because that kind of feels like they would just ruin it.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, Ian, again, I don't think there's many things with Mac that have ransomware issues. They have had a couple things that have come out for it, but I believe most of those were kind of superficial style. Mac with their controlled lockdown OS style system does a fairly good job of not doing it. So Johnny posted a link from Twitter that was sent to us. I wonder how long it's going to be before this happens in the UK. Let's see what that is. Johnny, are you there? Can you talk about that? Did you look at it?
No, I didn't.
Okay, what's the
Oh, those are USB rubber duckies. I can tell you right off the bat. So apparently police in Australia are warning citizens not to trust unmarked USB sticks that appear in their letter boxes. I guess that's a postal box or whatever. But yeah, those are exactly rubber ducky style. So those more than likely are malicious. But yeah, do not pick up a USB stick and plug it into any device that you care about or is connected, because that's just a terrible idea. That social engineering trick has actually been around for quite some time. It doesn't rely on rubber ducky, but I can just tell from that picture that they posted that those are more than likely rubber duckies, and especially with them appearing on Mr. Robot recently, that's more than likely going to be a big thing. Johnny, if you want to reply back to that tweet and say, I will talk about it something else. I will reply back to it otherwise. But yeah, I guess you could just link to the show after we post it. But thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, and Ian says that there was 2 instances of ransomware and they got stopped within less than 24 hours. And yep, that's how Mac was handling it. And as far as I remember, they weren't actually encrypting files. As far as I understood, they were just superficial things that took advantage of certain abilities to block people from using their computer. It didn't actually ransom anything other than the use of your computer. Eric, they actually have been talking about making an iCar, so I don't see that as something that's not going to come. And yes, it probably would only take premium gasoline. And it probably would, they'd probably have a special premium gasoline that you would have to put into it that you have to buy from the Apple stores.
iGas.
Yeah, you'd have to buy iPremium gas. So, good stuff, people. Good stuff here. Like it a lot. Let's see what else we got from Phoenix to catch up with his stuff. Samsung shipped 500,000 replacement Note 7s. Those came out today. Hit the stores today at least. Speaking of Apple and their macOS, apparently they fixed over 60 security flaws with their macOS Sierra. So that's good for them. And oh yeah, so this is interesting. Allo, the assistant integrated replacement for Hangouts, not replacing, but right alongside Hangouts, that does basically all the same things except has a assistant and encryption abilities. Came out last night, yesterday, somewhere like that. But apparently, when Google initially announced it, they said you would have the option of them storing logs and tracking you. Now, apparently, they do track you, and you have the option to delete it later if you want. So, I haven't tried out Allo yet. Has anybody else looked into it? I'd forgotten I was going to suggest this morning that we should switch to Allo instead of Hangouts just for our inter-office communication, just to be funny, but not really want to do that. But I mean, if it does well, then more than likely it's going to end up integrating or replacing Hangouts. And it does look like I can get Duo and Allo right now. Duo is the supposedly easier video calling setup. Gosh, it just talking about these things aggravates me so much with Google right now. Like, that's just ridiculous. Why didn't they just integrate the assistant into Hangouts? Why didn't they just integrate the video calling stuff into Hangouts where they already have video calling? And they just updated the video calling to a beta feature that is terrible as well. So, man, I hate it, but something's going to have to replace Google here soon because they are not doing very well, and it's not going to be Alphabet because they're doing even worse after it switched to that. So before it was being run by the other guy. Who's the CEO now? Anyone know?
It was Page and Ellison.
Well, they both are the founders, and they're both owners. But to start it off, one of them was the CEO, and then
I forget.
they had a deal where the other one would take over as CEO, and I'm wondering if they're going to switch back because the other person was doing much better. This person is just going in and cutting services and starting up new projects and letting them fizzle out completely. Like, it's ridiculous. It's very upsetting, actually.
Sundar Pichai.
Well, no, it's Schmidt and Larry Page, Eric Schmidt and Larry Page, and they like, one of them started off, and then the other one took over, and like they had it as an agreement to do that, and that's when things all started to go really downhill. But yeah, now Google has been broken up into several companies, and Alphabet is running over top of it. So I guess I should have asked, who's the CEO of Alphabet? Is that not Schmidt still? I guess I could Google this. Yeah, Larry Page is the CEO of Google, or Alphabet currently. And Sergey Brin is the other person. Where did I get? Who's Eric Schmidt? He's a Google person too. Anyway, he's the executive chairman of Alphabet. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, it's now it's even too difficult to know whose top people are there.
Well, who's the Sundar Pichani?
He's the CEO of Google. Now that Google is a company under the company Alphabet.
Gotcha.
Yeah. See how like messed up you're getting? It's to the point where they just need to stop. I think they just need to shut everything down and start all over from scratch. Leave their search engine up and shut everything else down and start it all over from scratch. And keep in mind that they don't need to do this stupid stuff. Thank you, Beavis, for all that additional information. It's extremely convoluted, and their apps are showing that extreme same convolution, and it's getting to the point where it is ridiculous. No, you can download all of your stuff from Google. You just have to re-upload it again. And if they fixed it, if they fixed their freaking life, then it's worth it. But currently, the way it's going, Amazon is almost primed to take over from them. The only thing Amazon needs now is to get
pun
up
intended.
Software. Yeah, good point. Yeah, but Amazon is actually probably the next best company to take over there. They do great with cloud, so they kind of know software and programming. They do great with customer experience, so they're already kind of making their own ecosystem with all the Amazon devices they have out there. So I don't know. It could be the Amazon's the up and coming. So we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, more Phoenix links are. YouTube has a new plan to deal with awful comments. Does that mean they're just going to stop allowing comments on YouTube? Because 90% of them are awful, aren't they? Usually, pretty much. That's what YouTube comments are for, right? Yeah, so there's that. They're going to try to make it so that commenters help moderators, because that's going to work out well. So this was another article that came up about the person, the whole Hillary email server fiasco. Apparently, they think that one of the people trying to set up her server, work with her server, asked for help on Reddit. Great job there. So not that big an issue. What else we got? I know I saw some other links he had thrown in here. Apparently, there's problems installing Ubuntu x64 UEFI in VirtualBox. I'm not sure if this link actually tells you how to fix it, but we'll see. What else he's got? Oh, that's fun. That's a fun one. That's actually the first fun dark web thing I've seen, Phoenix. So he posted a thing about photos on the dark web revealed geolocations of 239 drug dealers. And apparently they're not scrubbing their metadata before posting it on the dark web. Great job. Interesting to note that I believe Instagram is actually taking away their geolocation stuff, which I commend them on that, because their geolocation was just a complete stalker tool, essentially. Like, people would not know that location settings were turned on, and then they would post hundreds of pictures from their house, and then you'd know almost to the room that they're in of location data for where they are. So I think that was a security nightmare and a long time coming. So, all right, think we caught up with all of Phoenix's stuff here. So great stuff there. Thank you, Phoenix, as always. I have one little thing that I want to just show off here because I thought it was interesting. So apparently somewhere in, I want to say it's California somewhere, but anyway, so Scientology has like a gold base where they, like, it's usually heavily fortified. It's hard to get into. Very little was known about it. But apparently they can't protect themselves from drone footage. So someone took 11 minutes worth of drone footage showing off the entire grounds. Kind of interesting if you like seeing places like that and what all they got set up. I mean, they got some huge places set up for that stuff. They're obviously making some bank because they have all the celebrities buying into it. But I just wanted to point out this one thing because I thought this was freaking awesome. Like, this is probably the best pool cabana I have seen ever. So they have a pool that's on the grounds, and they have a cabana beside the pool that's huge, but the way they themed it is as the deck of a ship. And if you just watch it, I linked to the exact time, and yeah, it's a ship. Is that not an awesome pool cabana? Like, and it flies in and gets you some better angles and looks at it, but that's freaking awesome. It's not a real boat. They just styled it in the style of it's good. I like it. The engineer, kudos to designer, landscaper, whoever came up with that. That's an awesome pool cabana. So kudos on that. If you are interested in the rest of it, they do have some pretty big, like, humongous buildings there for whatever Scientology just do in their time. So yeah, check that out.
That's in Tampa, right?
Is it? I don't know. I thought it was in California. No, it's definitely not in Florida. There's mountains there, hills, mountains.
No, I mean like the main center for Scientologists.
No, I believe that's Hollywood. As far as I'm aware, I'm not completely positive on that. I'm trying to look up the Wikipedia stuff for it right now. Who is Hangout beeping us? Oh. Don't do that because Proctor's getting that coming across the stream.
Yeah, Michael.
Yeah, Michael.
Because you know I'll respond.
And yeah. So that was both but one. Anyway.
It does say California.
What?
It does say Hollywood, California.
Yeah, I was pretty sure it was a Hollywood, California thing. But I don't know where that place is. Maybe that place is somewhere else. But it still looks like a California West area thing. No, Proctor can't mute Hangouts because then he won't hear us later, and we can't have that. So I thought this was another interesting little link just to watch. No, I did not see who uploaded the Scientologist drone thing. Who was that? I'm pulling it back up now. Angry Thetan. That's funny. Yeah, crazy stuff there. I thought this was another cool little video thing. So this is a gigantic working clock, but it was actually done out of semi trailers. So like the trailers synchronize themselves, the semis synchronize themselves to be a moving clock. It's pretty cool, I thought. If you like looking at that kind of stuff. So talked about the signature PC stuff. I had a lot of other links here. Let me get to those. Oh, Future Tech Crew, I'm glad you're in here today. What do y'all know about this New Jersey train station pipe bomb? 3 pipe bombs found in the New Jersey train station. Did y'all know about that? And I believe this is the
Yes.
same stuff around.
A while ago, man. Very old.
That was this past weekend.
Oh, well, that's a long time ago for me. Sorry.
They had found out about this in around the same time of the Manhattan bomb, but as far as I was aware, those didn't go off, or did they go off when police tried to disarm them? I think I might have seen something about that.
They went off when police disarmed them, I believe.
Yeah. Well, they were trying to disarm them. They didn't disarm them if they went off.
Obviously, yeah.
So, but glad no one got hurt in that one. Very sad about what happened in New York City with the one that did hurt people, and some weird things going off on that. Johnny, pay attention. I found out. I found out what I want for my birthday / Christmas present, and I don't care whenever it comes out. Oh no, you can purchase it on November 28th, but this is the shoe I want to replace my Converse zip-up shoes. For anyone that's not aware, I have a pretty awesome pair of Converses. So I have some Chuck All-Stars, right? Cool. But blam, they got zippers in the back. I don't have to tie or untie my shoe. I just unzip and I'm done. That's freaking awesome. I love these shoes. The only thing that could possibly be better is those Nikes that I just posted.
What about Velcro in the front for the lace?
What Velcro?
Nothing.
I don't want Velcro on my shoe. These
I'm making fun of the zipper.
Oh. Okay. Anyway, I want these shoes. These are the Back to the Future shoes, essentially. So these are the self-lacing shoes. Like
Yeah, those look awesome.
Put your foot in and it freaking laces up on you. That's freaking awesome. And the light. If you watch that video down there, don't watch it now, Proctor.
Yeah.
It has, it'll tell you how it works. Apparently, where that light is where their mechanism is for the motor and stuff. And it has a heel pressure sensor. So when you put your foot in, it senses your heel pressure, and then it has the laces that you see there are actually straps that is attached at a fixed point on one side, and then it pulls in and reins them in until it feels tension, and then it stops. So fairly simple version, but yeah, they look freaking awesome, and I imagine they're going to be a little bit expensive considering how much Jordans cost. So that's why it can be a Christmas and birthday present combination. Johnny?
I'm watching the video.
Joe, you won't know if they're too tight for you. They're supposed to automatically do it. And yeah, so we'll have to see. I'll let you know how they work. Johnny's going to get them for Christmas for me. Birthday Christmas present. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. We already talked about the Tesla thing. Yeah, I could see that. I like skater shoes as well. It's just so hard to find good pairs now. I really miss we had a Vans outlet center in the mall in Colorado, so that was nice. I could just go get a new pair of skater shoes easily and nicely. And I don't like any of the new skater shoes. I like Airwalks the best, but you can hardly find those anymore. And Vans are the second best, and those are becoming harder and harder to find. And I don't like any of the other ones. They're like too bulky or too big and just stupid. The main point is they don't feel nice anymore. Like Airwalks, the greatest thing about it was you really did feel like you're walking on air. But yeah. Anyway, I thought this was a pretty interesting article. So apparently there were floods down in Louisiana. Did y'all know about that? I didn't know about that until I read that article. But apparently this lady had to replace her walls in her house and stuff, and when she was tearing down the walls, she found a time capsule with a newspaper dating back to like 1941. And
The Wall.
yeah, I've been listening to that album a lot recently, actually. But yeah, she found a time capsule in there dating back to 1941, had a newspaper there, like talking about the Allies fighting the axis of evil and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. Proctor brought an alien onto the show. I didn't see his face. It was just the back of his head, and it kind of looked like alien.
Yeah, I think he's more interested in the green screen than he is the 4 huge monitors in front of me.
Oh, we do have an alien on the show.
It's a Proctor spawn.
So that must have been tough when that exploded out of someone's chest cavity. Is that how Proctor spawns come?
Well, he was born by C-section, so
Oh man. So what was also interesting about that time capsule thing, just to wrap that one up. Whoa! That's why they don't come into movie theaters. What was interesting about that time capsule thing is it included one item that was definitely not from that time period. Actually, couldn't be from earlier than 1980s, which was the chip from Chippendale thing that was in there. Back in the 40s, they did have Chippendale, but it was actually a year after that newspaper that they'd put it in the time capsule, and Chippendale did not have clothes up until the 80s. So
wait, are you talking about the cartoon character or the place, people, something? You're talking about the cartoon, that squirrel, right? Wasn't it squirrels?
Yeah. Well, they're chipmunks.
Yeah, chipmunks. Oh yeah, chip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
talking about no clothes. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Previously, Chippendale were two regular chipmunks that didn't have clothes or anything, and they did come out around this time period, but it was actually a year after when you would think the time capsule is from. And the person in that article thinks it's a leap year time capsule where someone found it previously and added something from their time period and put it back, and now it was found later with the additional stuff. So thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, shoot.
Chippendales? No, I don't even know what that is. The person?
You lie.
I don't. What is that? Is it a place or person? Apparently it is a thing.
This is a family show.
Oh, that's what those are.
Yeah.
What was that movie about the stripper guy?
Magic Mike.
There you go.
That I've never ever seen. We have to watch it when I get home, though. I'm about to come out with the number 3, and I've never even watched the first one.
I just thought she said we.
Yeah,
Back.
have to watch it. You can watch it.
Stop for that in a hurry. You got to do that.
Oh, I thought this was an interesting article. So apparently a a head transplant has been claimed to have been done.
Again?
Mouse.
Yeah,
And they have like the mouse actually moving, although he does not look like he's moving regularly from that video, or that GIF.
Oh wow.
But then further down, it has a dog. So I don't know. I didn't read the article. I just thought the image was cool.
All right, Michael.
It's freaky looking. Really, is there a need to read that article? I mean, you could just look at the pictures and be like,
I don't know. Unless you're in the market for a new head.
Yeah, no, I'm not. And there was a person that wanted to do a head transplant this past year too. And like somewhere in China, they were talking about actually trying it and doing it. But
yikes.
Yeah, that's weird.
So what exactly would be the purpose of a head transplant?
If your body is failing,
dead, you know, I mean,
well, no, your brain.
I guess if your body's failing, you put your head onto a good body.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the technique.
Seems complicated.
Oh,
because your thoughts like, well, what would I need a new head for? I mean, they'd have to, wouldn't they want my brain? And I don't know. It's just, that's messed up. Let's move on.
No, I would
what happened to the other head?
If maybe it's you just don't like your body, and then you want a new body.
Well, see, that's where the terminology is a little messed up. It should be body transplant.
Yeah, well, you're keeping your head.
Yeah, because that's where most of you is, I believe.
Yeah. Well, that's
in your thought process. Anyway. So it would be a body transplant, I would say.
A consciousness transplant.
Well, no, because you'd still have your head.
Well,
so
it's
transplanting the body.
Did they even call it a face transplant and face off?
I don't know. I think so.
I'm not sure if they did. I want to say they just kept saying faces.
I couldn't watch that movie.
What? That's a great movie.
I did watch it, and it was a great movie, but I couldn't. Through the whole movie, it just annoyed me that you don't have your own face, and you can't do anything about it. It was just.
John's nightmares. My face! I want my face back!
Well, the thing that would aggravate me the most or upset me the most is being accused of something that I'm not. And all throughout that movie, that's the guy.
Yeah.
I really figured
and he's got the face to quote unquote prove it. To prove it for the other person. But anyway, that was just horrible. I was just like,
that. Wake up with Michael's face.
Yeah. That could be bad.
Couldn't do that.
So, Michael, I had mentioned to you that the Chinese space station was falling back to Earth.
Something like that, yes.
Apparently, I also did not read that article either. And that was even just a spot thing. But it's their first space station that they launched back in September 2011.
Uh-huh. Okay. Isn't that what I thought we already worked that out?
Well, no, I thought we were saying it was the new one that they had just launched because they just launched a new one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also not supposed to fall back into Earth until late 2017, and I don't know if they know where it's going to enter. Well, they say it's supposed to burn up over the ocean and avoid endangering people, and it's a controlled burn. So I guess they're not attacking America yet with it. But if it's a controlled burn, that could be that they can control it later. So yeah, China had a space station, and they have a second space station now, Pork. I also did not know they had a first space station, so don't feel bad about that. We had talked about this Lenovo Yoga book that's coming out with essentially 2 screens, but only one of them is a real screen. The other one's just a touchpad and virtual keyboard. But it's apparently shipping out on October 17th. So if you'd like that style, check it out. It does look like a fairly well-made device, extremely thin. Good price too. It's only supposed to be going for about $500 for the Android version, $550 for the Windows version. So it starts out at a much lower price range than you can get any of the newer Surfaces or iPads or anything. So again, when I brought it up the first time, I said this is exactly where I feel like laptops should be going. However, I don't feel that the bottom should be limited to input only. I feel like the bottom should be available as a full-on screen and then have the option of input only if you want to make it that way. But I don't see why they're straight off limiting it right off the bat. But it looks pretty cool. I like it. Probably not going to buy it, but just thought it was interesting. What else we got here? Hey, Beavis is here, so I can post this, and Tank, you might enjoy this as well. This is a cover of the Lego Movie song, and it's entitled "Everything is Metal," with this awesome cover of the Lego Movie song. And it does look interesting, so I didn't listen to it yet either. I did really bad. I just looked at all the titles of these things.
I don't even know what the Lego Movie song is supposed to sound like.
I do not either.
Everything is awesome.
Everything is cool.
Yeah. I was muted there. I was singing it already.
Yes, having children makes things like that fun. I don't know if it's Leo's cover. Is it Leo's cover? Yep. When you're part of a team. Oh, that's part of the song, I guess. Anyway, I thought this was really great news. So the House of Congress has passed the Ham Radio Parity Act. They passed it unanimously, so it's just got to get through the Senate, and this will be passed as well. What's awesome about this is, especially since SDR is becoming such a easy, accessible venue nowadays, essentially what this is saying is that certain people were restricted from putting up amateur radio antennas in many places because of homeowners associations or private land use restrictions, various things of that nature. But essentially what this bill does is gives it people the right to erect a reasonable antenna structure in places where they live that they cannot do so now. So essentially what's awesome about this is the ham radio stuff can be used to provide emergency communications and services and things like that in times of crisis. So if cell phone networks go down, if phone networks go down, if roads are impassable, radio communication is going to be really the only thing that we have left there. So having more people available and able to do this is a great thing. And actually the app that I was mentioning earlier, but we're not going to talk too much about, is Scanner Radio. Most all of those are people that have are listening to those stations in their local area and rebroadcasting it out over the internet. And you can have an Android app so that you can find out about events and listen to your local emergency services and police scanners and stuff. So highly recommend that app. Definitely a good thing and can help you out with things, but not going to get into too much why. Beavis posted a YouTube link. Wait, the Lego Metal cover behind the scenes video. Eric Schmidt, the PhD executive chairman of the board of director, and then YouTube video. I'm guessing that was a copy paste mess up, huh? Let's see what this is.
Becoming Lego. Oh, watch the cover here.
And Beavis points out Broadcastify as a way to listen to scanner feeds from your computer. So, awesome. Corrupted clipboard.
Yeah.
Haha.
Corrupted your usage of the computer.
So, yep.
Your face.
What else we got here? Anyone else got anything they want to talk about? About 4 minutes here.
No.
Michael had talked about that 4K battle stuff before. Let's see what else we got. Oh! Hey, wait, this is a good one. Shoot, yes, I use Bitcoin. No, I do not have a technical hardware wallet, but I do have a cold storage wallet on a USB Armory, and that's essentially everything that I use it for is cold wallet storage. So,
And Brantley is the only one that uses Bitcoin, by the way.
in this group, not in the world, because I'm good at things.
There are other Brantleys out there.
There's a lot of them, and apparently it's worth far more than a dollar bill is. So, 606 or 30.
Yeah, what's it worth? You measure that in what? Oh, I don't know, dollar bills, don't you?
We did have a show a while back.
You measure it in euros
Bitcoin.
or any other currency.
Yeah, actual currency is what you measure Bitcoin in. Just like your credit at the casino. Once you leave the casino,
Still,
it's all
if you have
X
something
of
that's able to
currency.
be exchanged into other currencies, that is a currency. Your dollar isn't worth anything except.
Well, then I have some currency here from the
other
casino
currencies.
that I.
Yes, that is. That's
anywhere like other currency.
That is casino currency.
Yeah, it's casino currency.
Yeah.
Bitcoin is pretend currency. It's like monopoly money.
Bitcoin is real money. You can buy real things and services with it. It's unfortunate that you don't believe that, but it's true. Just because you don't believe it doesn't make it less true.
I'm not saying I don't believe it. I'm saying it's funny. It's amusing to me.
Yeah. But it works.
Hotels in Vegas also give away their rooms, Beavis. If you go there once, you'll get enough of the little flyers in the mail. Anyway.
Yeah, lots of places take Bitcoin. So, it's a fairly well-rounded.
Besides, they're in the gambling business.
Yeah. Currencies are pretty much a gamble anyway. If you're talking about truth, going back and forth.
Wow.
Anyway, wait, stop. Shoot, you took us off on a totally wrong thing when this is what we should have been talking about this whole time. You can submit questions for Idiocracy Director Mike Judd today using the hashtag IdiocracyToday.
Oh.
So I have not, this just came over the wire and I have not gotten to read it, but apparently.
You could have said Beavis and Butthead Creator or something more.
Well, this is focused
respectable like.
This is focused on Idiocracy. The whole.
Well, I know, but still, I mean, it's the same. It's the same dude.
King of the Hill and Silicon Valley. So
yeah, I know, but take it back to like the best thing. Idiocracy is just his accident. I accidentally predicted the future.
I think Idiocracy is probably one of the best things.
It is one of the best things, but it was hilarious. But it was obvious it was in the style of Beavis and Butthead. It's just funnier still that it seems to be happening already.
Yeah, that's the Idiocracy gets funnier by the day as it closely assimilates reality. I think Michael even had that hospital thing happen to him where the guy was like, put this in your ear, put this in your mouth, put this in your butt. And he was like, oh, wait, no. This one goes in your ear. This one goes in your mouth. This one goes
and this one goes in your
Michael described something similar to him happening in one of his.
Yeah, it does sound familiar.
Yeah, you did. I laughed about it. And I was like, that's
Except-
idiocracy. What, Johnny?
Never mind. I'm gonna keep my comments to myself.
Okay.
Might be good.
Oh yeah, and Michael, I've been telling him every day, Shook, that you've been wanting to talk to him about Cody, and that you wanted to talk to him about SD cards because he talks a lot about that as well.
Oh yeah. What's your question? I'm so sorry. What did you want to know?
I think he just wants to chit chat with you about it, so it's not something we can do in the.
Oh, I got you. I'm gonna go into his private chat. And see if I can do that. How do I?
Anyway, you can talk directly to Mike Judd and he might answer you. That's the biggest point of that, I think.
That is awesome, though.
And I think that's a good one to wrap up the show on. So, unless anyone else has anything else they want to bring up real quick. Now we got to wait for Proctor to get back anyway, so.
Famous?
Timing.
Ready to take it out?
Yeah, so we are going to wrap it up. So thanks, everyone.
64-bit files are stored, Beavis. Duh. I'm sorry. Wrap up the show. I'm a school Beavis.
Okay. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Again, we are here to provide support and answer any questions about our software and services, but we love being able to talk with you guys directly and just talk about general things as well. So thank you, everyone, for all of your participation and watching today. We will be back tomorrow and hope you have a great rest of your half of the week. Take care.
Yeah.